longevity, if you had to go all out endurance, no wind was a factor. What's your duration in the air?
About 25 hours. Yeah, that's with 3 engines running. Club seating up front, and then if you want to go look at the flight deck there in a little bit.
Unbelievable. So this fancy machine right here has a astonishing top speed of 56 miles an hour, but amazingly does 2,400 feet minute climb rate. And this is a special moment in blimp history, as one would say, which is kind of random to say, is that there's not only but one, but two over here. And it's the first time in history that 2 blimps have been together at one airfield. So this video is going to essentially encompass some pretty in-depth details about the blimp itself, some of its attributes, and controllability. It's quite fascinating aircraft, and if you've never seen one up close and personal, this video will kind of give you the gist and rough idea of what it's like to fly, control, and essentially work around these absolutely giant monsters of aircraft. So it's quite fascinating watching these fly. All right, so we have Jerry here, who is the beloved pilot of the Goodyear Blimp, and amazingly, you've been flying this for 28 years.
28 years, correct. Yeah, I'm the chief pilot of Wingfoot 1 here. This is November 1 Alpha, and we're based in Akron, Ohio. Now,
what essentially made you get into the realm of flying the Goodyear Blimp?
I was a A&P mechanic, and I had a chance to get on with Goodyear as an A&P, and I had my commercial pilot's license as well, so my ultimate goal was to fly, so I got my foot in the door and got hired into a pilot's position.
And this, obviously its size is one challenge, but what would you say is one of the biggest challenges of flying the Goodyear Blimp?
Challenge is logistics, moving across the country, and one of the biggest challenges for us too is weather.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't land we can land, but we have to have our crew with us. So unlike an airplane, we have to have our crew sitting right with us and that big mass truck right there to land the airship. And actually, we take 2 of those mass trucks on the road with us.
And this is a special event because you have both blimps here.
Goodyear's celebrating 100 years of airships. So 1925 was our first public relations airship, and its name was the Pilgrim. And you can see here we have Pilgrim livery colors right there. So that's the gray with the flag in the back.
And
on the front, I should say.
And how many years has the Goodyear Blimp been, as far as like their operations? I mean, they're
100 years.
100 years of actually.
Yeah, having PR, public relations blimp. So that's quite something if you think about it.
And you know, I guess what separates this, you know, often people think about blimps and you know they go back to well, what's Hindenburg and all that stuff, but these are actually relatively safe speaking today, and they're what, helium?
Yeah, helium's our lifting gas, and it has 3 engines and independent systems. So each engine has its own hydraulic, electrical system, fuel tank. So really safe vehicle.
That's amazing. And you mind if we walk this way and
no, not at all.
And we'll check that. So I mean, I guess one question that I would have is, you know, how do you deal with, let's say you have to get to the mast, this vehicle right here, and you have a decent wind or crosswinds? I mean, how do you deal with that type of...
Well, the crosswind really doesn't affect us because the airship will want to streamline into the wind all the time. So it's like a big windsock. So if I was coming on, well, we usually operate during the day. We come off the mast and we do various passenger exchanges without the mast there. So we can sit it on the ground, get people in and out of it. But when I do come on the mast at the end of the day, I'll land probably within a half of the distance from us to the mast. So I don't pull it right to the mast. I pull it with about a half a ship distance. And there's a cord that comes out of the mast cup, and there's a cord on the airship, and they hook those 2 cords together with a circlip. And there's slack in the line when it first gets clipped, and then there's a person on the ground with a remote control that winds me in. So once that tension and that rope comes tight, I put the airship in full reverse. So it wants to pull away from the mast, but the winch inside overcomes that force and pulls me right into the mast. So it's kind of like reeling in a fish.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, power plant wise, what are your power plants of horsepower?
These are Lycoming IO 360s, and we have 3 engines and 4 propellers, but the engine's horsepower rating are 200 apiece.
And your relative, let's say, longevity, if you had to go all out endurance, no wind was a factor. What's your duration in the air?
About 25 hours. Yeah, that's with 3 engines running. So I could take 1 or 2 offline and
continue.
go long. Yeah. So in 28 years, the longest I've been up is like 13 and a half hours.
You were in that for 13 hours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 8-10 hour days are somewhat normal for us sometimes.
And you know, you've been in, 28 years of flying this. What has been one realm that you look back as a memory that you'll never forget?
Well, it just happened a couple days ago. We dropped the Golden Knights off to parachute out of the thing. We've dropped parachuters out before, but it was pretty special to drop the Knights out.
How often do you have to, the helium gas, how long does it last as far as the,
about every month we shoot gas.
You shoot gas.
We have bottles with us in one truck, and back at home we have helium tankers, like 9 tube tankers. So semi-tractor trailer rig tankers. But ballast for the airship, we have these shot doors, and you can see the bags right here. This is stainless steel shot we use for ballast. And also we can fill the floor, so here's about the floor line. Underneath that's water. So we can hold up to about 700 kilos worth of water. And in an emergency situation, if I have to get rid of weight, I have some dump valves right here that can get rid of water. I have a T-handle right by my captain's chair that I can pull, and it'll dump water out of this valve.
And that is just kind of emergency lift?
Not lift, but weight. So
weight.
We get rid of weight, so we have, the lift's still there, but the weight on the gondola is quite a bit, so we get rid of that weight, and then the performance increases.
The overall weight of this entire aircraft, what?
19,500 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty big, and that's one of the challenges too. You got that much mass moving in one direction. It's better to start sooner than later when you're correcting like a wind shift or something.
And have you been in situations where you're trying to get to the docking station, and the winds are so strong that you're sitting there trying to get to it?
Absolutely.
And did you have to abort?
Yep, I've had to back off mastings before, and yeah.
And is there a wind max that you've?
The book has it at 35.
35.
So, yeah, but we usually, if it gets up around 25 or so, and you're doing passengers, you can tell how the airship's reacting.
Yeah. Now, in the interior of the cockpit and like the seating area, and
you can take a look. Good job. Just go up the ladder.
Welcome.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Wow, this is much bigger than I thought.
So we're configured for 8 people plus 2 pilots up front there. I got a lab right here too. So it's kind of club seating up front, and then if you want to go up, look at the flight deck there a little bit.
Unbelievable.
So it's a fly-by-wire airship, so we can fly from the left to right seat. 7 LED screens.
And
we each have separate screens on each side, and we share the center. And we have a standby attitude in it.
no rudder pedals.
No rudder pedal, it's all on stick.
All on stick. And your main thrust would be, I see all these, it's like swivel aft. What are some of these? Are these just like your pitch?
So RPM mixture, thrust is our pitch on our propellers. Yeah, the yellow ones are the swivels. That's how we move the propellers from in the front 0 to 120 degrees. In the back, one of the pods back there rotates from 0 degrees down to 90 degrees.
Would you say, land, like docking, is that the most challenging aspect of flying this? Or what would you say?
Yeah, I'd say probably. Landing in high winds is kind of a challenge.
And for like the average person, how do you train?
We train right in-house. There's no blimp schools in the country, so once you hire into Goodyear, you're a commercially rated airplane pilot or commercially rated helicopter pilot. Then once we get you in-house, We train you, and it's about 6 months to a year to get a person trained, because we train during our normal schedule of doing TV and events like this.
I mean, look at helium valve. Like, this is so. I mean,
yeah, it's all. So we have helium valves. We have air valves. So there's 2 air compartments that we can release air out of. We have automatic fans to keep air in the bags. We take off and land with a fixed amount of helium, so we keep the helium on board. But of course, we have to. If the pressure gets too high, there's emergency valves that let helium out of the bag so the bag doesn't burst.
and so is it just what essentially? Is it multiple chambers, or is it one?
One big chamber with 2 smaller chambers. They look like big, couple big silos, like one in the front, one in the back, and those are air bags. Those are called ballonets, which is the French word for balloon.
Yeah.
And what we do is, excuse me, helium wants to expand and contract with changes in temperature and pressure. So we let the helium do what it wants to do, and to keep a constant pressure on the bag, all we do is modulate those air bags up or down.
And you can just control that. And you have a monitoring system that...
It's all automatic. So the valves are set at a certain pressure, and the fans kick on at a certain pressure. Yeah. So that's all.
What is theoretical ceiling of this?
Certified for 10,000 feet. Okay. But the way we have to put the amount of helium in and the air in, like today or the other day, we got the jumpers up to 3,500 AGL, and then we were maxed out.
Maxed out. Okay.
Yeah. So it just depends, but certification wise is 10,000 feet.
That's amazing.
It's different. It's nice. It's laid out, isn't it?
Oh, I've never
asked us if we even have radios in this thing. We got radios, right?
The joystick control, I think, fascinates me. You know, I always.
Yeah, fly-by-wire that goes to servos in the back that move the fins.
A friend of mine and I, we were talking. We were arguing about it. We were like, he has to have rudder pedals, because we see that rear, and we're like, he's got to be using the rudder with the stick to. But now it makes sense. You just.
Yeah, just the stick, and those are those are just foot pedestals, so we put our feet on.
And when like that motor on the backside, I saw one was facing this way to rotate.
Yeah.
What control is causing?
It's all in the stick.
It's all in the stick.
Yeah. If you want to take a walk back to the back, I'll show you we can go through the aft engine, and it's a really great design.
I am shocked how roomy this is, though. This is actually much bigger than I expected.
See the double yellow line? Stay in your lane, right?
I love that.
Yeah, it's roomy, and the passengers can get up and walk around once we're aloft. Also, traditionally, airship cars are tapered, so they're wider at the top and narrower at the bottom. That puts the side windows on an angle, so you can look straight down. Because if they weren't angled, you wouldn't see straight down.
Oh, you're right.
So airship cars are most.
I didn't even think about that.
So in the back, there's a good taper in the back there, so you can see how you can look out that window and look straight down.
Straight down.
Yep. So we'll take one person on the ladder at a time. Let me get down here, and then we'll walk past there.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's in the double digits.
Yeah, I can see that. And are you the only outfit that's really?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many are flying. I mean, there's less than 10. I would say less than 8 probably flying in the country right now, and 3 of them are Goodyears, but yeah. Little 100 years on the tire right there.
I love that. So this is the aft engine?
Yeah, aft engine. Believe it or not, I have to have a crew chief back here on a radio when I'm starting it up to let me know that it's up and running. So he'll go down the radio, he'll go cranking, 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 catching, up and running. So it's a one Lycoming IL360, and the crank is this way. So the crank's pointing towards us, and it's belt driven towards 2 propellers. So the one propeller is a lateral prop,
Okay.
and the one that's up, the pod that's up right now is the pusher prop, and it can rotate down 90 degrees down.
And that one's belt driven.
Both of them are belt.
Both are belt driven. Okay.
So what happens when I'm flying through the air, this is my normal configuration for cruise flight right here with it in that configuration. So the front two props act as tractor props, and this back here acts as a pusher prop, and the lateral, or the side blade right there is cut. It's at an angle where it doesn't cut any air, so it's just windmilling in the air. When I come into land, I rotate that. You saw one of those yellow levers in there?
Yeah.
I slow down and I rotate that back pod down 90 degrees, and then the blades are facing the ground, so I can push air down through it or up through it this way, and that controls my pitch up and down, and then the lateral blade controls my yaw left and right.
Really?
So it's slow air speeds, there's no airflow over the fin, so my control is all on this engine back here, and it's all coordinated through the side stick.
Now, is there, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of delay, or is the control instantaneous as far as response?
No, airships are always delayed.
A little delay.
Yeah. So, I mean...
So it's just kind of like catching the arc? Is that how you... Like...
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you'll feel it, and it'll start moving when you give it command. And the pitch, I mean, it...
Is keeping, you're sitting here running, how difficult is it to keep the cylinder head temps down and stuff? Are they run relatively cool, or...
No, these have internal fans on the flywheel area type. So it has a squirrel cage with a fan that gives it cooling.
Wow. And if we walk to the front real quick,
yeah. These are carbon fiber. The car's carbon fiber. The engine gondolas are carbon fiber.
And I mean, what would you call this? The elevator, or do they
rudder vader?
Rudder vaders.
Yeah.
Rudder vader. Okay. And does it relatively responsive? I mean, once you get moving forward flight, do you get much response out of it?
Yeah. Once you're flying, that's how we control it.
And the side thrust these no longer really intervene. This becomes your primary once you're in forward flight.
Yeah, in forward flight, primary is my fins.
Okay.
So it's a redundant system. So if I have a fin failure, I go right to takeoff and landing configuration, then I have control again.
That's amazing.
And if I have an aft engine failure, I'm flying on the fins all the way to the ground, which I got to kind of keep my speed up and go into the cruise.
So they have air. That makes sense.
Yeah. Great design.
Now, do you have like a team of repairmen, and I mean,
There's 20 of us when we travel on the road, so we got 3 pilots on this trip, a public relations representative, and crew, which comprise of avionics technicians, A&D technicians, heavy duty mechanics that take care of all our vehicles, because we have 7 vehicles on the road with us.
Are you getting relatively the same TVO numbers as like what's like a TVO on a...
Yeah, right. I think they're like, I think we do 2,000.
That's incredible. Now, and if you ever have to do a gas, let's say you're here and you're a little bit low on gas, does it do it through the front nose?
No, we shoot through. See right after the gondola right there?
Yeah, those 2 valves.
There's a white cap right there.
Yeah.
That's the shooting port.
Okay.
So we have quite a bit of hose that we'll pull that white truck to the back tail, and then we'll run hose up so the airship can swing, but we'll shoot gas. It's just...
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time on
You're
this.
Welcome, Nathan.
And I look for you flying in the air, and safe travels.
We'll be up today. Take care.
Thanks so much.